Hey guys, what's going on? This is Justin from Xenox Tutorials, and today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about Cinema 4D. This is a great 3D program for anything that you're going to use that has to do with 3D, I don't know, mapping and stuff like that. But today I'm just going to be showing you something simple on how to make 3D text in two different ways. I know I had this question when I first started. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I went to tutorials and looked it up, and I figured I'd make one of my own today. So sorry if I sound a little sick. It's been snowing outside, and I'm not used to this cold weather. I live in Texas. It's always hot and humid here, so I'm not used to it at all. But okay, the first way you're going to make 3D text once you open up Cinema 4D is go to this little free write tool, which is a little squiggly line. Hold down your cursor and go to text. Now you can see it's not 3D. We'll make it 3D in a second, but I'm going to show you some of these little settings over here and what they do. I'm not going to be showing you like too much on what they do, just kind of the simple stuff that you need to know. Right here where it says text, that's kind of obvious. It just shows, you can type in what you want to. I'll just type in Xenox and it changes the text. This little font button, you don't have to worry about TrueType or PostScript. That's just what kind of font you're using. Well, I guess if you have a font that's PostScript, then you'd click that. But mine are all true fonts, so I'm just going to do that. Sorry, my eyes just, I'll just use that font. I don't know. Now height, that just makes it bigger and smaller, and yes, that is what she said. Horizontal spacing is what it says it does. Whoa, I've never done that before. It's kind of cool. Vertical spacing, you don't have to worry about that too much unless you have text on top of each other, like if I was typing tutorials under it. Then you'd have to worry about vertical spacing, but you don't really have to worry about that too much. Let's see, make it 3D. Okay. If I was to make this 3D, you'd go over here to your NURBS tab, which is the little sphere inside the box that's wireframe, and go to Extrude NURBS. Now, it's still not 3D. What you have to do is go to Text, make sure it's highlighted, and drag it up to Extrude NURBS. Make sure the arrow on the right of it is pointing down, or it won't work. And you have 3D text. Maybe you might be thinking, well, that's not really like wide enough for me. I need it a little bit bigger. And that is what she said also. Oh, I'm on a roll today. Now go to movement if you want to change it, make it bigger. Where it says 20 meters or whatever that is, I don't even know. And just drag it up. It makes it bigger, it makes it smaller, just to your liking, I guess. But I usually keep it around 100 or 110. It looks best on intros and wallpapers and stuff like that. But that's usually what I keep it as. So now the second way that you can make 3D text, just go ahead and delete that, is go up here to your MoGraph tab and go down to text object. This is the easier way. This is one I use most of the time. It keeps it, or makes it 3D automatically. And these are basically the same general concept of settings as you would use on the other way, except you have a line, which I usually put in the middle. It just centers it, and you have the depth, which does the same thing as the movement does on the other one. It just makes it bigger. Subdivision, that's really pointless for this unless you're making it rounded right there, but it just makes it more little lines. I don't know what you'd even call those. But I keep it at 1 because it makes it perfectly flat. So, and font, same thing as the other one. It's the same general concept. So I'm going to show you a little effect that I do that looks pretty cool. You go over to your caps. It's right here on underneath your where your text object is, and go to Start Cap and go to Fillet Cap. Now, if you'll notice, what it did is it rounded off the edges, but it didn't really round it. It kind of made it flat. If you want to make it round, go back to your where it says Fillet Cap and go to Steps and just increase that. You don't have to increase it a lot. That was probably too much of me doing that alone, but all that does really is, oh my god, round off the edges instead of making it flat. It's a cool little effect to add to intros and stuff, so I usually do that when I make any kind of 3D text. But this concludes the end of this tutorial. Stay tuned for future tutorials. Subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to ask y'all to. I'm just kind of doing this for something fun to do in my free time. But if you want to subscribe, feel free to. It would help me out. It would make me feel better about what I'm doing. So there will be future tutorials. I'm going to be having future giveaways for intros, wallpapers, and all that stuff. So stay tuned for all that, and I will talk to you guys later.